It's worse?
This is worse than the Keynote. Yeah.
Ready? Yeah. Go. You got time. You can go. Start it. Tight. Welcome everyone, thank you for coming. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for traveling, and some of you far away. Some so far away that they haven't made it yet, but they're on their way. So Matt, if you're not there, I guess you're gonna come in a few minutes maybe. He's probably on his way from the airport or somewhere. So I'm really happy to see you all there, and thank you for being part of PowerShell Conference Europe 2023. So many of you have been there last year, and many of you have provided feedback, and then we tried to really build on what we did last year and change things a little bit. So you will see a few experiments, and then we will go through what we have this year. And some of the things we tried last year worked pretty well, and we had really good feedback, so we tried to carry on those things. So we'll see how that goes from there on. So first thing, before, I know you all want to see this, you all want to connect, so I know you're not going to listen to me until you're connected to the Wi-Fi. So here you go, here's the Wi-Fi. TechNotes Connect, I will give you some time. That was not the first slide, but I know no one would be listening to me if we didn't do it that way. So I tried to switch that around a bit. All right, we've got 5 more seconds. All good? Please, if there's any issue with the Wi-Fi, just disconnect your phone. We had some trouble last year. Hopefully this year we won't have as much problems. But yeah, report to us as soon as there's something going on, so then we can try to manage. But hopefully everything will be fine. Thank you so much to the sponsors. Chocolatey, especially the premium sponsor this year, thank you very much. But obviously we have lots of sponsors there that really help us out. If you're here today, it's thanks to them. They really help, and it's always a pleasure to have sponsors coming from one year and then coming again the next year. I'm really happy to see them, and happy to see new sponsors as well coming. Let's start with the house rules. The first rule is be excellent to each other, which is why we have a strong community, right? So FFP2 had disposal reception. I don't know if you've seen. Obviously, it's not as strict as it was last year. Obviously, you don't have to if you, and I can see many people not wearing masks, but we have them available. If you want some, it's fine. You know, it's going to be 4 days. We're going to be indoors most of the time. So if you want some, feel free. There's plenty at reception. Be respectful of social distancing preferences. We had this last year. We just want to, again, if someone's, felt that they still need their space, maybe they're taking care of someone which has, maybe an immune system not as strong as some others, just make sure you respect everyone's personal space. And obviously, this is a PowerShell conference, so just be professional. That's what we expect from people, but nothing new in there. So be considerate of others. We've got some stickers. We've put them yesterday in the pre-registration. We will put them again on the information desk just up the stairs. There will be some stickers if people want to have the pronouns, if they want to signal that they want to keep some distance just to make sure there's no, not too close to each other. Please respect that. And if there's any concern, please talk to us. That's why I've got all of these blue things, like you can spot us from far away. Not because there's too much sun in the room, it's just because, at least like this, you can find us very easily. So if you prefer to, send an email, not come to us directly, you have the email there, which always been the same, contact@psconf.eu. That ensures that more than one of us can find it. Obviously, if you find us on social media, you can also ping us, but that's probably more efficient. So to find us, there's two main organizers, I would say. This is myself and Joe, who are usually behind the scenes running like a... No, I'm not going to say that. Hi, Joe. Thank you. So he's the one organizing all the logistics and everything around it. And obviously, I try to help, but he's doing the job, and I take the credits. So thank you, Joe. So if you have anything, again, you will see he's going to get some blue, either the cap, the shirt, and he's going to be running around. So feel free to reach out to him. But we have many other organizers. Please come up. There we are, everyone. Okay, so there's one who's a bit more doing the AV things. I'll let you guess who that is, right? Audio, video, recording is more one of them. So we won't be wearing blue or all blue for the 4 days, but we will try to keep at least some of us wearing at all times. But otherwise, you have, the black lanyards. That's the organizers. Okay, otherwise it's the staff. So that's one way you can recognize us, and otherwise you should get to know them and feel free to go and chat to them anywhere, whether it's about PowerShell or if you have anything that you want to raise. And thank you very much for them, because they've been doing a lot of work. We have loads of speakers, many sessions, and a broad variety. And you've seen the schedule when you registered, but you should always check the latest version, because things we may need to swap around, like one of the speakers hasn't arrived yet, at least one, as far as I know. So we're updating it daily, so make sure you go on the website. That's what we keep up to date, maybe not those ones. So if I can ask you, you see, there's a lot of sessions all days. If I can ask all the speakers to come up on stage, you will see the community demo. Yeah, all the speakers, if you can come up. That's all their sessions for the 4 days. And then you can recognize them with the blue lanyards they have. Pick. If the stage is big enough, I don't know, I'm probably going to move off the way a little bit. So you can recognize them. Thank you very much. So they spend a lot of time preparing their sessions, and they all come from different parts of the world. Can you show us where you're coming from? Can you just throw them around? People will find, the flags. So we have this morning our plenary session, so this room will be open. And then once we have the lunch break, they will split those rooms into 3 tracks, and then we will have the other room at the back for the 4th track. The stage is too small. I didn't plan for that. Yeah, that's for me. It's not completely true, but I have many flags. Well, that's true as well, right? So thank you very much for all the speakers for coming and for preparing sessions for us. And next year it's going to be you, right? Or at least some of you. And we have, where are the new speakers? Can you, like the first-time speaker? Yeah, why are you at the back? Thank you. And we ran, like, you know, for some people it was the first time, so they said, oh, I'm not really confident, which honestly, they were really good, so I'm not going to tell you, but they was really good. So don't be scared of starting something, and you don't have to commit. We run something which is like, okay, let's get started at being a speaker. We do introduction, what we expect from you, how you do the abstracts, how do you submit the abstracts. So we will run this again next year to make sure that people can just start and take the stage as well. And we will try to help you all along for, you know, building your sessions. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you for the speakers.
Having fun?
Yes.
Jess, I thought you might need that.
So here we are, Rob.
Here we are. So are we ready?
I think we are.
If only we had.
If only technology worked.
If only technology worked. How are we doing, everybody? We all good? Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. That's better.
Everyone's here.
PowerShell conference, I'm afraid, is cancelled.
Yeah.
We don't need you anymore. Yeah? You're all going to be replaced because, of course, everything's about AI now. So, you know, what are you all going to do? It's crazy. So what I thought I'd do, just to entertain you a bit, was to get some memes about AI.
Rob.
So, yes.
Did you use AI to create memes about AI?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Rob.
Yeah?
What were you thinking?
Well, you see...
You're getting a bit predictable.
Does this mean that you are Barbara AI?
I can't answer that question.
Oh. So, of course, we were asked to do the keynote. Please, can you do the keynote? I thought, yes, absolutely. But, of course, we're all being replaced now. So I thought, well, let's just ask ChatGPT. Please, can you write me the keynote for the PowerShell conference 2023? And ChatGPT said...
This is how we do it now, right?
Press the button, Rob, so that it starts running. And then... It didn't say that, which is a shame. Write the keynote for the PowerShell conference 2023.
I see no way this can go wrong.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
See, I think, and honestly, there's a lot of snark here, but I actually believe that AI for text-based stuff is absolutely amazing. Please change this code. Please, no, it's not so good. Please change this content.
You should just read this stuff. This is good.
But
it's really good.
What do we get? As we stand in 2023, we find ourselves in a time where boundaries between platforms are blurring. The cloud is now the norm rather than the exception, and the multi-platform environments are an essential part of everyday lives.
This is so dramatic.
How cool is this?
Great.
But we're going to be looking forward to the PowerShell core team, you've changed your name apparently, who are going to provide incitements into exciting developments planned for PowerShell 7.5 and above.
Wow.
Now, like, seriously, that was a one-take video, and that's what it came up with, and we just went, well, this works.
Yeah.
The best part of this is this literally sounds like me talking. In closing, Whether you are a seasoned PowerShell professional or a newcomer to the field, our aim is to ensure that you leave this conference with new knowledge, skills, and insights that you can apply directly to your work and drive forward efficiency and innovation. Use the next few days not just to learn, but to inspire, be inspired, challenge, and be challenged. With PowerShell at our fingertips, the only limit is our imagination and AI.
This is beautiful, Rob. You're getting applause and you didn't have to do anything. This is awesome.
This is amazing.
This is beautiful.
If only I didn't even have to speak.
Yeah, that's the point. We still have to be there and do stuff like communicating. And we know we're developers. We want to code stuff. We don't want to talk to each other. So what would it be if we can get ourselves out of this loop? So what I actually found, don't get too excited. What I actually found is that in AI, you can now record your own voice. So you can record your own voice, say some sentences, and it will create a voice bot with your voice. Now, this is very much in preview, so it's not perfect yet, but let's see how this runs. So I completed this. I added some samples here, and then I trained the model. And the downside is that it will only do specific sentences because this is a preview and they don't want you to actually use this to other people's voice, which they have kind of a point. So I actually set all these sentences while it was telling me that I wasn't pronouncing it right. It was nice. So you do like 50 of them, walk through them, and then it will do some building. If you're playing with this, you do have to pay for building that stuff. Maybe your Azure credit can take a hit. And now I have a voice model of my own voice. The volume is a little iffy because I was messing up my microphone, but it is pretty good. This could practically replace me. So I have these lines. Let's just try one.
Let's listen.
Congratulations. You have successfully created your synthetic voice with custom neural voice light.
I've replaced myself. I don't have to be anywhere. So it's basically I'm explaining AI here, apparently, but I've never said any of this.
So you're thinking, great, how do I get started?
This is something I would say.
Absolutely, yeah. This is you.
I don't know how they stole my lines, but this is actually pretty impressive with how
finding the right voice talent is just as important as designing your voice persona and selecting your scripts.
So what happens if we need more talent, more and more?
This is the thing that I really love. I found out you can start more than one of these streams at a time. So I can pretty much create an army of me's.
Really love.
So not only can you have one of me on stage, you can have like 12 of me on a stage, all talking at the same time. I don't see any way this can go wrong.
Communication.
Custom neural voice has made it Azure cognitive services.
No.
No?
No.
No?
No. Stop.
I loved it.
No.
All right, so maybe for our keynote, we do need some other sentences that we can say. So we'll move on to the one that is provided by cognitive services. Not my voice, but it is a voice. So I made a little PowerShell script. Yeah, let's start it off. I made a small, simple script that basically calls Azure, my Azure API, where I have speech services. And we can input some text when we run it. And when we do that, we should be able to just input everything that ChatGPT just created, and then it will talk about it. So we'll run that script. And I'll create this text, make it not too long. And then I should be able to just use this. And we don't have to stand on this stage or anything.
This is getting better, because it's hot up here.
So let's
and there's
see.
all these people looking at me.
Yeah, I'm going to call it.
Welcome to the European PowerShell Conference 2023.
It works.
It works.
It's a bit businesslike. So the question is, this is supposed to be a happy occasion, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're dressed for happy.
Exactly. Everything should be happy here. So what you can actually do is, like you see, I can have a parameter that says the style is cheerful. Hang on a second. Let's hear.
Welcome to the European PowerShell Conference 2023.
It's so cheerful.
Yes.
Barbara.
Yes.
Barbara. we had to scroll off the screen.
I know. I did the lazy thing where I put them all side by side, and we have all learned this is not the way to go, because what is the way to go with parameters? Yay, splatting the stuff. So I was lazy, but then I found out, here I can use AI as well, because I have Copilot. The GitHub Copilot. I should define which Copilot at this point. So this is the classic GitHub Copilot. And I'll turn it on and I'll just say, I want a parameter. Look at that. These are all the parameters, just like I need them. Now, I did a demo on this stuff last year, and it was far worse than this. This is actually impressive how well it got there. So it got all my examples here, and now I can just replace everything here. And normally I would copy-paste this stuff. I am lazy, but this is so much better to go. So now I have beautiful code, and I didn't have to do any work for it. And we can check.
We don't need you. Yeah?
We can check if it still works. And hear that happy voice again.
Welcome to the European PowerShell Conference 2023.
That's
awesome.
That's really good. So, of course, your AI is an amazing developer, so it wrote all of the help for the...
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I wrote that script that you saw, and this is the script, and it's very simple and very easy, and I wrote it in a very lazy way. This is the wrong one, Rob.
This is the next one, Barbara.
No, it's not. You're doing the same one again.
Okay.
See, we need to replace you with AI.
This is true.
Yeah. So this is a pretty... No, wait. So this is a pretty basic script, and I am lazy with PowerShell, and PowerShell is far too tolerant for me. So I made a mess of this. Actually, you think, well, the parameters are very neat with the mandatory and stuff. I didn't write any of that. It was all Copilot telling me, yeah, this is how you should write a parameter. So I have a script here, but like you said, someone should be able to tell what it does.
What happens when we are replaced by AI and go somewhere else to a beach for the rest of our lives, and some junior developer comes and they need to read this?
Exactly. Someone who still does the stuff, they need to know what's going on. So let's see if we ask the AI, because we don't feel like talking ourselves. Can you create a command help for this function? So this is the Copilot chat functionality, which is a bit in preview, so it can be a bit wonky. But it is very useful to use this within Visual Studio Code. And there it goes. I like that. I think the intro, it says, yeah, you can create the command help. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. You can do the work. But the command help that's in here, you can see a part of it. It's actually pretty impressive. This is not like parameter gender, it wants a gender. No, it says, hey, I want the gender of this voice. I want the name of this voice. It tells you what the default parameters are. It gives you a good example. This is actually pretty impressive stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I really do like that. That's pretty impressive. So
now it's cleaner, right?
Well, I mean, good enough.
Yeah.
But you see, you talked about splatting, but...
Yeah, I did it again. I wrote the lazy code, and invoke REST method is always very long when it's talking to Azure. So yeah, at this point, we have Copilot right here. Let's try it. Yeah. So I can also do it here, not just let it write it, but I can ask Copilot here, hey, I want some splatting to be done, because Copilot understands I'm talking about this script, which stuff I really like. By the way, I use Copilot so much instead of going to Google. When I'm confused about what was the syntax again, I just put it in here. I don't have to leave my program. And they always say that as a marketing trick, but it actually does work. It's nice. So here I said I want the splatting of this specific commandlet, and it changed the commandlet. Did everything for me, so I can just change it out here.
Wow.
Nice.
Makes noises as well. That's amazing.
Everyone who was fallen asleep is now awake.
Yeah. Wake up. So that's all of our code. Do you think it's sorted?
Yeah, this is good. We need to talk about the other code.
Let's talk about the code.
And I want to mention something here, Rob.
Okay.
I know we discussed dressing for the occasion, dressing a bit fancy. You seem to have taken it to the next level.
Well, you know. I tried
Big
my
surprise.
best. I tried my best.
Does this have anything to do with our code of conduct?
Okay, so, hey, guys, just assume good attention. Oh,
Yeah, you did the thing. You know, I do it also all the times. The thing where you say, hey, guys, because we're so used to it. But there's not just guys here. So this is a really good call. But you know what the call is? That we are allowed to make mistakes.
we are allowed to make
Because
mistakes.
it's difficult. It's difficult to change something you're used to. And so all of us might say, hey, guys, at some point. It's good to tell each other, hey, remember, there's not just guys here.
So we should always assume.
We should assume that everyone is trying their best.
Okay, so what we're saying is you should assume breach. No, hang on, don't assume breach. So we must always assume that we've got.
Maybe we shouldn't use metaphors.
Maybe we shouldn't do metaphors.
Not this one,
No.
anyway. This is not a good one.
It's not a good one to use, is it? Perhaps we'll come back to that later on.
Yeah, that's a metaphor.
Because there's a language barrier here. It's okay, we can make a mistake. If somebody says something that's not quite right to you, maybe it's because they're Dutch.
Yep. This is what Dutch people do.
Okay?
It is good to know English is not everyone's first language, and there's cultural differences as well.
So assume always that every one of you is doing the right thing. And just go, hey, that's maybe not quite right.
So, Rob, how do you, maybe someone's here and it's like, I don't really know anyone. How do you talk to people? We know how to code. How do you talk to people?
So what you're saying is there's like nearly 300 people in this room who actually would much rather be looking at a screen than actually talking and interacting with other human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. Like seriously, it's hard. I know you see us up here like this and we're all bouncy and we're hey, but seriously, it's hard for us as well.
Yeah.
So here's some examples. Hi, my name's Rob. I work in the UK. What do you do?
Yeah. Nice little question. Pretty clear. If you're like, okay, this feels a bit awkward, maybe it can be. You can still do it, even if it's awkward. Or you can just say, hey, can I join you? Maybe some people are already having a conversation. Just say, can I join you?
That's really good. So what about if I was doing this? So hello, hi, how are you?
Rob, this would be the place where it's okay to say, could you move back just a nudge?
Now this isn't a boy, girl, man, woman thing.
No.
Yeah.
All genders can do this to each
All
other.
genders can do this to each other.
And it's okay to mention your limits. Say, hey, I need a little bit of personal space. We can have a conversation. I'd just rather you not be right in my face.
So you noticed what Barbara did. And this feels uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable for me talking about it in front of all of you right now. But what she did is she went, hey, like that. Created a little bit of space. This is my comfortable space. Now I can have a conversation. It's really cool. Please make use of it so that you can make everybody else feel comfortable. And you said about being inclusive. So make O's, and no, don't make O's, make U's.
Rob, what?
Don't make
What point are you trying to?
O's
I see.
a circle of people. Make a U.
Yeah,
So there is always somebody space to come in.
we see a nice example of a language barrier here where I have to think, when I hear you, I think you, me, you.
Not you, me.
Yeah.
Not a lady sheep.
We call this do a Pac-Man.
Ah, there we go.
So when you're standing in a group, make sure there is a room for someone.
But Barbara, some of these people are so young they won't know what Pac-Man is.
Damn. Do we have a TikTok version of it?
I don't think
Is
so.
TikTok hip anymore?
Ask GPT what Pac-Man is if you don't know. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
So, Rob,
Yes.
we've got the text now, we've got the code. Are we happy like this? Can we just go home and let AI do the keynote?
I'm a bit worried about the images, Barbara.
The images, we have something for that as well. So we took DALI, and let's say we're going to ask it to create the PowerShell Hero, right? I mean, that's always a good thing. So DALI is, I use it in OpenAI, and it can generate images based on a prompt. And the prompt is actually pretty important when you do that, and we're going to find that out. And it's going to generate those images for us. And
You've all been replaced. AI is amazing. Look at the...
so this is brilliant, but I can do this with Paint.
Yeah.
I do like what it does with text. Like DALI is so confused about text all the way. Let's give DALI a style that we would prefer to use, because by default, apparently, it thinks you need Paint style. So I'll try anime. See if that works. Maybe it comes up with something better.
I always just think Gangman style when you say that. Oh, no, there we go.
This,
Look at the amazing PowerShell. Hang on a minute.
yeah, I see a problem.
That's a man.
Yeah, we have a problem. The
PowerShell
color,
Hero is not a man.
color is right, though.
The power is right. This is good.
It's blue.
We're closer.
So we'll make this a little bit more simple for our friend DALI and say the female hero of PowerShell. Mix it up a little bit. Maybe,
maybe.
It will make sense. You can spend hours with this program trying to get it what you want it to do.
Yes.
So, okay, we'll define that it's female.
Consultants are going, this is amazing. I could spend hours doing this. Brilliant.
All right, it's going back to Paint.
Well, look at that. Yeah, but I mean...
It is blue.
It's a woman.
It's a woman.
It's blue. Kind of hero-y.
Yeah, you have to really want to see it. Really want to see it. Let's skip away the anime and go digital painting, because that's
digital
hip,
painting.
right? That always looks cool. So let's see what.
Because you can all do digital painting, right? That's okay. You're replaced. AI can do it for you. Here we go.
This looks pretty nice, except this has nothing to do with PowerShell anymore.
It's not even really blue.
No, the colors is the problem.
Yeah.
So we need it in blue and purple. That should work.
This is like the programmer teaching his kids how to program.
Yeah, like you almost got it right. Nice try.
Yeah.
Let's try that again.
Let's see what
it now comes up with.
Ah, look, it's April.
Yeah, this is getting pretty close. This is going pretty well. So we did take some time, really had to define our wishes, but the images are coming up at this point. Can I try one more?
You can.
I just want to try one in the style, and I want you to try to pronounce it.
Okay, so you would like the female hero of PowerShell in blue and purple in the style of Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
No. Sorry?
Van Gogh.
There's no need to be rude.
That's his name.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Now you try.
So it's Van Gogh.
Close enough, close enough.
Is that good?
All right.
Even AI doesn't know.
Maybe we should try to keep inviting April everywhere.
That's a much better idea.
Yeah. So now we have PowerShell's grandmother.
Oh, dear.
So we got that taken care of as well.
We have. Luckily, last year, there wasn't AI.
No.
Well, there kind of was.
We had to do all the work ourselves.
We had to do all the work ourselves. So what we do in this part is we always try and just talk a little bit about some of the things that the people in the community have done. And there is no doubt that we will have missed some, because nobody told us what else has been happening. But particularly, we wanted to note the things that Jordan was doing with PSWS Man. Makes Gael very happy because it does good things with DSC. But it's amazing, apparently. We've got our Authenticode. Jordan has done Authenticode, which is absolutely fantastic. You could tell I've completely forgotten what I'm supposed to be saying there. We've got Justin's Custom Transport, was worth mentioning. Justin, you're doing a session on that this year, yes?
Yeah, there's a custom transport session. It's in the schedule.
Oh, thank you. In the schedule. That's a great place to put it. He's right. And we also wanted to call out an English man called Adam Bacon. Adam is prolific. Adam's site has many, many things. He's created lots of modules. He does lots of good stuff. So PS Dev is definitely a place which is worth going on. And many of the speakers that are here and many of the attendees that are here have also carried on creating things. And I'll say the same thing to you that I said to you last year, which is tell us about them. Make a noise. These things only get better when we all work together. And with AI now, obviously. But we all need to work together and make these things better. To do that, we need to know that they exist. I've forgotten what I'm doing. Oh, I'm doing this next.
Yeah, we're going to talk AI again?
We're going to talk AI again.
Yeah,
this is
been
amazing.
So,
because we're
10
talking
minutes
about the
and we didn't talk
community
AI.
person called Doug Fink, who was doing... Yeah, see, I remembered. I didn't remember. Doug Fink has written this AI module that basically we've seen ChatGPT in the browser, we've seen ChatGPT alongside VS Code, so now we can have ChatGPT in PowerShell.
Finally, we're talking PowerShell again.
Finally, we're talking
Yes.
PowerShell. So now it's time for a demo. Yeah, because you never want to type live in a...
Just checking, Rob. We're going to do a live demo with AI involved.
Yes, we are.
Oh, YOLO. Yes.
What could possibly go wrong? Right? Like, seriously,
You need to zoom in a little bit.
I do. If I do some of that,
Yes.
just to prove, this is live. This is not,
The proof is
not
there.
a recorded. Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be a lie.
Oh, you're so funny. That's okay.
So
Because,
what's actually going on?
what I've done is it has timed out on my secret.
But
for
what you're
my
going to do?
OpenAI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to find my secret. I don't know what the name of it is. Yes, I do. It's there. Look at that. See, it's there. Give it to me. There we go. PowerShell AI key. I've got to open my vaults. Thank you, PowerShell team, for keeping my secret from everybody. I couldn't actually see the code. This light mode that you've chosen. So let's create let's do it from a clean screen. We'll use OpenAI and say create a function to return the sessions from Sessionize API, because we're just proving that you're not needed anymore. Yeah, because what we could do is we can just get AI.
But this is cool that you can do this directly from PowerShell. You don't have any fancy co-pilots or whatever.
Here we go. Let's create a function. So let's create the function. It says, oh, what do you want to do? And because we've zoomed in, we can't see all the things, but we'll try to run it, which I think is R. It failed.
It's going to fix our demo.
It's going to fix our demo.
Do you want to auto-fix the function?
Poof. So hang on a minute. So is AI actually being my service desk and troubleshooting and pair programming with me?
Yeah. Rubber ducky, everything.
I don't even need to do any work. Are you working it out? Because actually what we're doing here is we're saying, yeah, AI is amazing, but you need to know how to do the things. You need to tell it how to write the right image. You need to give it some information as to how to make the right code.
And you need to be able to tell when it's doing it wrong.
Correct. So these are the skills that you're going to need in the future.
We're still going to have jobs?
We're still going to have jobs.
Yay.
Yay. Unless you fall off the back of that stage, which is really worrying me. API is taking longer than expected. So, you know what?
That's what it does when you're doing a demo. So
Live demo.
We tried.
Good. Yeah, no, I'm proud of us for doing a live demo.
So, but what function were you creating there?
Well, actually, the function already exists. It's an open source. It's called PSConfEU. You can get it from the PowerShell gallery. It will give you back the schedule in a PowerShell object, which, as you know, you can then use to do in whatever fashion that you want. Hey, it's not great. I wrote it. My code's rubbish. Yeah? But it's open source, so you can make it better, and that's absolutely fine.
I know something that can fix that.
But you can see that we've got state of the shell, and we've got Pesto. What is new, Jakob, it says. So I did a live demo. That was rubbish. So I said to Barbara, we should use start demo. And Barbara...
And I said, start demo. Can we just take a moment to see how old this is, Rob? You know how many people are here weren't even born when this was created?
But it was amazing.
It's so long ago. Were computers existing at that point?
You just gave it a script and said start
Did you
demo
write
in it.
this out on a tablet?
Yeah, I think it was handcrafted out of stone. But in all seriousness, there is... Let's go back from that one a bit. There is a new version of Start Demo that's been updated, and it's all multicolored, and it's amazing. And maybe some of our speakers will be using... Well, no, probably they won't. But this is the sort of thing that we can do. We've got our code.
We've got the code.
We've got the code. We've got
the
comments.
text, presentation.
Splatting.
Images.
Presentation. Voice.
Yeah. What else do we need?
So you keep pointing out that I keep pressing the button at the wrong time. So if we could just change that, that would be easy, wouldn't it?
We at this point need PowerPoint. And
That's not PowerPoint, that's PowerShell.
yeah,
This is
that's
the
the
PowerShell
point I'm
conference.
trying to make, Rob.
Okay.
Have some patience here. So this is a presentation that my coworker Gael did, who's sitting right there. And he did a presentation last year after we went to the PowerShell conference. And he said, we are going to do a presentation in PowerShell instead of PowerPoint. Why? Because you can. And I mean, the ASCII art, it looks awesome. So this is already pretty much all we need.
Looks like AI built it.
We have slides. We have different slides going on. We have something where people can introduce themselves. We can walk right through it. We even have pictures here. This was our coworkers last year. So we have pictures here, we have everything. And I know you're missing the most important one. Where is the animation? The train is moving. Applaus for Jelle de Graaf. Am I going to ask you to pronounce his name?
No. No, you are definitely not going to do that.
Okay, I won't.
So if next year's PowerShell conference is cancelled and it's all going to be done by AI, what we need to do is we need to make sure that every piece of AI model has all the information to make good demos. Okay?
Yeah. Because AI is not thinking on its own. AI is mimicking humans. So it's looking at us and everything that we've done wrong and think that's a good idea.
So I got AI to make a slide about this, and AI said this. There we go. The importance of large fonts and zoom it. Because I said to AI, give me a slide that tells us about the importance of large fonts and zoom it.
It's a bit boring.
It did it.
Can we try it with some examples?
Oh, you think these people can actually learn by seeing? Ah, good.
Learn by example.
Learn by example. Okay, here we go. So here's some example code.
Yeah, so this is a very nice code, very nice demo to do it this way, right? Any problems?
Hang on a minute. Bruce, what's that say? Bruce can't see. He is about as close as you could possibly get to that screen.
And you might think this is a bit silly, but I've seen this a lot. Shall we try the other way?
Look at that.
The exact same code. So we can basically tell AI, if we look at it next to each other, then we can tell AI you need to zoom in. And you need to zoom in more and more. How much do you need to zoom in?
Until it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, until the point where you think, okay, this is getting ridiculous. That's the right amount. And we actually had the greatest example with this because we were preparing for this. We're standing at the back of the room and we're saying this is actually the smallest you should have.
Yeah.
The one on the right. Never use this one.
Correct.
Do we see another big difference here?
Well, the one on the right is very clean. There's not very many distractions going on there.
Exactly. So that taskbar at the bottom with all the stuff, and I need to commit some stuff. Well, the good thing is I zoomed out so far that no one can see that I still need to commit something. But all these distractions, these files, so that's something you can clean up. And as you see on the right, it's only the code and the prompt, only the things that are important.
And why we bring this up in front of all of you here at the beginning of the conference? Because when we get feedback about how people weren't able to read things, what we think is, why didn't you just go, zoom it? Okay? Because if you can't read it, it is okay to shout to the speaker, hey, zoom it. Right? Speakers, if you haven't got zoom it running, Control and plus. Control and scrolly mouse wheel.
Yeah,
that's going to get it bigger. Well. Yeah? Let's look after all of our people.
If you are not able to read stuff, call out.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, you don't have to shout as loud as you do.
I know.
You can. It will be fun.
You can just put your hand up.
You can also, excuse me, Mr. Speaker. You can do that as well. Can we mention one more thing? Because I know this is an elephant in the room. About this demo. Something about dark mode and white mode.
Oh, but I love dark mode.
Yeah, people get so emotional about this stuff.
Dark mode's amazing. I mean, look at me. I'm so insignificant. I like to be hidden away in the dark.
Yeah, you look like someone who loves black.
Yeah, exactly. I code in dark mode all of the time. It's what makes me comfortable when I'm working.
Yeah, a lot of people, most of the people prefer dark mode.
Yeah?
Rob, don't tell anyone I prefer light mode.
That's okay. Nobody knows.
There are dozens of us.
Yeah.
You can prefer dark mode on your machine if you want. On the screen, light mode is always better to read.
It is
almost always.
Statistically, scientifically proven thing that we're saying here is please do your demos in light mode because it makes it easier for people to read them, and it also lessens the impact of people who have some sort of color blindness. Makes it easier to make that distraction.
And it's got more purple, this one.
It has, but there's many purple, and purple is good. Purple is good. Remember, Gael Colas, that English is not the first language of most of the people here. So particularly Americans, particularly Canadians, particularly UK people, and Gael, slow the fudge down.
Hey, Rob, language barrier. What do you mean by fudge? Wasn't that some kind of sweet?
Sweet, well done.
Yeah, I'm getting British here.
Yeah, you're getting British. You're getting fancy. So yeah, slow down. It's not the right not the right language. So I think we're going to have some mozzarella cheese.
Rob.
Yes. Sorry.
Someone from the audience asked a question. You need to repeat the question so everyone can enjoy the question that Jess just asked.
Oh, okay. Jess asked what was for lunch. I said I wasn't sure, but I think there might be some mozzarella cheese, and I'd given her a cream egg, so she'd got something to last. Okay.
So you can remind the speakers as well.
Oh,
if someone asks a question in the audience, speaker needs to repeat it, and you forget that as a speaker. So just remind them, repeat the question. And this was a good question. Well, it was not completely relevant.
No. So it was a great question because it was short. It was not your entire life history. It was not where you worked and how long you've been working on a problem. It was not kind of a request for consultation. It was here is a thing I don't know, I'd like to know.
Don't have to give your family history
to
ask a question.
Please.
Yes.
Why is it important that all of us make sure that the speakers repeat the question? It's not just for the people in the room. It's also for when you go back next week and next month and you look at the recordings on YouTube because the sessions have been recorded. Yeah. If the speaker just suddenly starts talking randomly and you don't know what the context is, it's really hard. There we go.
So we've got the audience trained as well now.
Okay, so we're doing good here. So I think
have we now automated everything that we need to do? So next year we can stay home?
Yeah. Well, let's not stay home. Let's go to the beach.
Oh yeah, we can go on a holiday instead of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Maybe
we've
not
got
a beach. They're a bit hot for me. But
we've got the text, we've got the presentation, we've got the code. The code is clean.
code is clean.
We got-
and it has comments.
Yeah, we have images. Pretty much have everything.
Of voice. We've trained the AI to make good presentations. We've talked about how speakers can do. Like we're pretty good.
We're going
so,
well.
So we're kind of ready for PowerShell conference.
We're-
And you've all been.
Yeah,
ready
we're kind of ready to start.
Yeah.
The one thing we still have here is an audience to work with.
Yeah. So you've all been sat here for a little while, and you're beginning to be a bit droopy, and it's getting a bit warm, and like God, it just. Oof. So what I want you to do is, if this is your first PowerShell conference, please stand up. Yep, actually stand up.
Yeah, go.
On your feet. Wow. Excellent.
Nice.
Nice.
Welcome.
Yeah. Welcome. Welcome. We hope you all enjoy it. And now, if you could,
let's just make them happy. Not all sessions are going to be like this.
it's true. Yeah.
And not all speakers will be dressed up like this. We do need to set expectations.
Yeah. Well, perhaps. Yeah. Okay. So everybody who has been to a PowerShell conference before, please stand up. This is psychologically designed to help get your blood flowing so that you're all ready and your blood's going to your brain, ready for all of this learning. This is good. Right, so if you have been to 2 PowerShell conferences, sit down.
Including this one?
Including this one, yeah. Only 2, sit down. Okay, that's good.
I'm seeing people counting now.
Yep. If you've been to 3, sit down. We'll find out, won't we? Sorry. Nobody's going to tell me to repeat the question? You've all failed. AI has failed us. Repeat the question, Rob. Okay. The question was, how many have there been? And I said, we'll find out.
We're going to find out. No, yeah.
So, how many people who have been to 4 PowerShell conferences stay standing up?
You're going to confuse people.
It's good. 5? Oh, 6?
Oh.
Some of these people are standing up because they've been to US. 7?
Are we going to keep going till this Jaap is standing?
Jaap is standing. Come here. You win. Come here. Of course. You win a hug. So that's cool, but we've got people from everywhere. So who in Europe of our attendees, who thinks they've come the furthest from Prague? What do we think?
Who wants to take a guess? Stand up if you think I've traveled the furthest within Europe.
Within Europe. Or shout out.
Ooh, nobody dares.
No? No?
By the way, everyone can just stand up because we didn't do any research at all, so we don't know what countries are farthest away.
Nobody's gonna say, I've come the furthest? Nobody come from the north of Scotland?
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, so Scotland's pretty far. Portugal?
Portugal.
What do you reckon?
also.
Portugal to Prague? That's pretty good. Iceland.
Iceland is gonna win by far.
Anybody from Iceland? No?
We don't
No?
have the Iceland crew this year. We
Yeah.
had them last year.
They're
They
on the-
taught
yeah.
me how to
Well
order
done.
beer in Icelandic. I completely forgot.
Beer, please. That's how I order beer.
So
Okay.
can we try who is the closest, maybe?
Yeah.
Is there anyone who lives in Prague?
Anybody lives in Prague?
Yeah.
Yes. There we go.
So we
You
can
had
have
the-
a drink later at your house.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm amazed that nobody's gone, Rob, the Microsoft team are here. They've come from Seattle.
It's true.
It's true. It's not Europe, correct. So what do you reckon?
Yeah, we've
Sydney,
what
you folks,
people do we have
you
from the
reckon-
US?
Yeah? You can stand up, PowerShell team, you can stand up and say hello. So you all came from, how long was your flight? 10 hours. 10 hours flight. Oh, man. 10
We
hours.
should check with the other Americans. Can
That-
anyone top the 10 hours?
Any Americans go further than 10 hours? No, it's definitely. So it's amazing, isn't it? Microsoft has sent the team over.
Yes.
They are the ones that have come the furthest. They've definitely haven't had the longest flight, haven't they, Ben? Sorry? I'm sorry? Sorry, what?
28 hours and change.
Oh, behave. 28 hours and change. Thank you, Ben. Yeah?
Or if you have a hug.
He'll have plenty of hugs.
To be,
Very good. Impressed. The question was more of a statement, and it was, that deserves a hug. And I said he will definitely get a hug later. So,
and we do need to be honest, there's someone who's pretty much traveling 28 hours to get from the UK to here.
that's it.
He still hasn't made it, I think.
Yeah. Traveling. So, thank you very much for coming. Enjoy every moment. It will go quicker than you think. Do not, first-timers, under any circumstances, think that you have to go to a session in every single time slot. You will learn more and have more benefit throughout your career from the conversations that you have with people at coffee and at lunch that you carry on and at the community events later. Okay, don't feel under pressure to be here all of the time. But do take a look at the schedule. The schedule on the website is the one that will be always updated in case of last-minute changes. So keep your eye on that. And have a wonderful PowerShell conference. Thank you very much.
We got it.